Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here on this Friday morning watching our show, and we appreciate the viewership. We have a big weekend planned, all kind of cool things. Just hope the wind dies down. But let's take a look at our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard, hard-working crew, taking care of our everyday comfort needs. Comfortable day, 76 high, 63 low. Water temperature dropped one more degree, down to 70 degrees even. It was been 71 the last 2 days, but dropped again, and it's interesting watching it fluctuate like it has been. To take a look at our river readings, brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. The Apalachicola Bluntstown actual reading of 12.7. It's dropping out. It's got it dropping out. Of course, the Choctawhatchee at Caryville had dropped out, but it's on the rise again with all this rain. We've got right at 9 foot this morning on the rise, but we had a little drop to it. But like I say, this Saturday, it looks like on the river over there is going to be some high water, so be aware of that. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Look at these strong tides right here. We're looking at a 345. The low tide is at 345. It's coming in all day at about 5:06 after afternoon kind of. But the wind, I keep looking at the wind, and we'll talk about it so much, but it's coming in double figures, west, southwest at about 13. So I've talked to people, I've been to different functions during this week, at noon and at night, a lot of different outdoorsmen I've got to talk to, and they've all just shaking their head talking about this wind, how it really affects our outdoor activities. So we'll do the best we can and get out there and when we can, but we've got to be careful if you're in a smaller boat. We're talking about that. Let's take a look at our fishing game times in this section here, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. Our time, 7:08 to 9:08 this morning, and this evening, 7:39 to 9:39. And these people, I know some folks have just started flounder gigging, but not much because of this wind right here. So just be aware of that. So let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I want to say a special good morning to Joe Ridge. I was at a function the other night, and he and I sat together and talked together and had a really good conversation. Known him a long time. Good man, good outdoorsman, and good seeing you, Joe Ridge. Now, I know you've already called your wife in here and said, come here and look at this shirt that Coach has on. Look at there. This is different. I've never worn a shirt like this. And here's the story behind it. There's a story there, okay? The story is, I got a call from Mike Reynolds of Academy Sports. You know, he's the one that got us going with Academy Sports down in Orlando, and he called me and wanted to just chat a little bit, and we talked. He said, now listen, he said, if you get a chance, I want if you wear this shirt, it's Whataburger and Academy Sports have teamed up in this promotion. He said, I'm going to send you the shirt and see how you like it. And here it is right here, folks. It says Whataburger, okay? Now, okay, this is the, here it is right here. Here it is right here. I looked it up online, so here's what's going on. It's a fresh collaboration for the entire family. And they've teamed up, and they're talking about, they're out there in Katy, Texas, and they just put a big, okay, let's check this out. These are Magellan shirts. The whole family. Jeff's going to wear one. He's going to wear the whole thing too. Okay, so it's Whataburger, and it's on the promotion though. You can go right there in the middle from, I know we're a little late, but they might be, we're just getting it in, but Magellan Outdoors and Whataburger have teamed up, and they're in Texas, Alabama, Florida, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee. So check it out and see what you can, and see if you can get one of these special shirts. I took a picture of it. I'm going to take a better picture of it, so if you can get, let me see, online and all. But here it is right here. These little dots, you think they're sticky notes, but they're not, okay? That's a Magellan shirt, and it takes all kinds of different things. No lettuce, and however you want your big old Whataburger, okay? So that's the shirt right. That's the shirt I have on. I just took it out before the show, so I knew you'd be excited about it. Okay, speaking of pictures and excitement, we had all kind of things. I'm gonna start with this one right here. This is a month away. Let's go to announcement. Okay. Ernie Martin, I'm going to get him to come back on the show over there. We're hosting a benefit bass tournament for our state championship teams at Carpenter's Park. I appreciate the job that Ernie's doing. This is going to be over in Milton, and that's going to be talking about there. And I'm going to try to get to it and help him out if we can. But try to get Ernie to talk about it. We've got some folks, some kids over in Bay County that's fishing on that team. So that's good there. This is a story here. We've had this rabbit, right before Easter, the rabbit came up because I guess he knew it was Easter, but he'll eat the bird feed. But the other day, I got tickled at him. The other day, he just got tired. So he got tired of eating, so he just sat down and looked at me. I'm inside the house taking pictures, but usually, I guess he just got tired and he just sat down and we cracked up. He sat there for a little while, rested up, then he got up and found some more bird seed. But okay, I think I mentioned this before. This bird bath right here, that was Gail's grandmother's bird bath. It's just special to us because it's sort of crumbling up, but it still serves its purpose. All right, this is an interesting story. This guy told the story, put it on Panama City fishing page. He actually lost it, so he lost his rig. It was that doesn't happen very often. He was a good reel, but he lost it out there. Just pulled. He was had a big catfish on, I guess, but anyway, you don't usually lose a reel like that. All right, Sammy Sowell, Coach, look what the Easter Bunny did. He took my great nephew to C&G before Easter to get rigged out with a bow I won watching your show. Mr. Mark rigged him out. It pays to watch your show. And I remember when Sammy won this rig. So he goes down to great nephew, and there's Mark. Mark knows so much about archery. He's one of the archery experts in the Florida Panhandle. So he's rigging it out for this young guy here. When I look at these arrows down here, when I first saw it, I thought I was looking at a flower shop. They were so colorful. But C&G, Mark rigged them out. Okay, got adjusted to his shooting ability and strength, and the draw adjusted. It's right outside. And is that not a win-win situation? Sammy won a bow on the show here when C&G was here, and this is got a passing it on. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Sammy. Okay, let's see, got another. All right, how about this one? Mr. Charles Stringfellow's granddaughter, Hope Gainey from Weewaw, Hitchika. Folks, that is a fine bass right there. Good job, Hope. All right, big smile there. And how about this? Y'all hear voices in your head? A voice in my head keeps telling me to go fishing. So that's what I'm talking about. Okay, one more. Let's see, get one more before the break. This is down at Howard Creek. Hawks. I've seen a lot of hawks lately down coming in the swamp. Look at that's a great picture there. But I was looking at the greenery. I mean, isn't that a great picture? Everything's green. That's that springtime green, especially around our swampy areas. And the hawks, they're looking for something to eat right there. Good picture of just nature at its finest right there. Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Glad you're watching today. Hope you're planning a big outdoor weekend, and I'm sure y'all are all talking about my shirt. I'm proud to wear it, and we're going to send a picture to Mike Reynolds down in Orlando and show him our set today, what we're doing. Talking about different kind of fishing. Dale Finley posted this the other day. Gatlinburg, he was up there this week, caught a few of these rainbow trout. I'm ready to get back to braided line and some slack line hook sets though. Different kind of fishing up there. Reminded me of when I would go with Bill Allen on his trips up there. And we're going to have Bill on the show next week, and we're going to talk about our trip to North Carolina. Tries to go every year. We didn't get to go last year, but anyway, Dale, I know you enjoyed catching up rainbow trout. I've got a little note right here. Terry G. When I had, okay, here he is right here. What a great guy. When I had him on the show, Brock Meyer on the show. I'm glad he decided to settle in the Panhandle. He was correct to say that if you're a newcomer, it makes sense to our guide and save several years of learning curve. And he tell people that at Blue Water all the time. So I passed that on to Brock, and Brock appreciated it. couple of other different things we got going here. I want to mention, when Travis was on this week, he's talking about a little scavenger hunt. These are some of the, I've gone on this line right here. This is FWC sponsored 2023. It's called Wild Quest, and it's about for 10 days. You take pictures of different things, and I'm going to try to get, I've gone online, and in fact, you just hold your phone up there, and it'll go, and well, I've actually signed up for it. I would say, let me say that Gail has actually signed me up for this. So if you, I may or may not do it. I don't know if I can have time to do it, but it's a good idea to get a young person, because that's doing the electronics. That's use electronics, and then finding stuff and putting it on there. Okay. So anyway, let me see some other things I got in here. This is okay. Here we go. Real-time fishers. We're talking about blue crabs are in. Okay, they're coming in. A bunch of them are coming in. They got them over there at Real-Time Fisheries. They're $5.99 a pound live, or if they're clean, they're $6.99 a pound. I know a lot of you folks love crabs, so run up there to Real-Time. And ironically, we got this from Tarpon Dock Seafood. Check this out. A huge shout out to Captain Sean Keatgas off our fishing vessel, the Lisa Ann. He unloaded a 50.4 pound yellow edge grouper, the biggest recorded yellow edge grouper in the Gulf. Okay, there it is there. That is huge. And here's Clay. Here's Clay holding it. And a lot of y'all know Clay from going down there when you win your $20 gift certificate in red snapper. That's the biggest recorded yellow edge grouper in the Gulf. That's amazing. Okay, I got this message on my Panhandle Outdoors site from Bruce Harrison. Hey, Coach, congratulations on teaming up with Coca-Cola of Panama City. That has been my breakfast of champions in the morning and my dessert before bedtime. Bruce Harrison, Jackson County, Florida. All right, Bruce, thank you for that correspondence there. I'm glad you like Coca-Cola. Don't forget, next weekend, I mentioned this now, this is a big catfish tournament up there in Sneeds. I plan on going for the weigh-in and maybe get something to eat or just see some folks. But it's going to be a lot of, all kids who fish, they're going to draw, you get to draw your name to win a lifetime Florida freshwater fishing license. So if you fish it, you got a good chance to win a couple of times. But blue catfish and flathead, okay? Good job there. And that's going to be, that's next week. I don't see the time on the weigh-in. I'll find out, okay? Good picture of Robert David Whitfield. I liked how he said, I worship the Lord and not his creation, even though I spend most of my time in his creation. These woods are just an example of his love toward us. Man, is that not a beautiful picture? That's a great picture. David back on the show. One more real quick. I got this from Mike Fitzgerald, who comes on the show. Wild black bears are in season. Check it out. This is one of my favorite times of the year. My granddaughter Ashley loves. I'm gonna send her this picture here. She's up at Ole Miss right now, but it makes her homesick when I send these pictures because she really loves picking these blackberries in this time of year. So anyway, it's going to be finding wild blackberries are just special. And they're so good about surviving in nature. They're rampant, but you want to keep them in the sun. And I planted some this year that was given to me. Carol gave me some, and I've got some planted in different places. I've never planted blackberries. We just found some wild ones. But when people mow and people come along and develop this and develop that, you start losing your some of nature. So we're trying to replenish nature with our blackberries. So check it out. See if you can go find some and make a blackberry pie. If you make a blackberry pie, send me a picture. Better yet, send me a piece of it. All right, let's get right drawing. Our Friday drawing. Here we go. We're talking about $20 gift certificate to Tarpon Dock Seafood. I imagine that yellow edge grouper, they've already sold most of it, but if you get a chance to get some of that yellow edge grouper, that's some of the best eating. In fact, it's some of the favorite. A lot of folks, that's their single favorite fish out of the Gulf of Mexico, that yellow edge grouper. And the winner's going to be, or get some crabs at Real-Time Fisheries. Okay, so the winner's going to be right here from Weewall, Faith Owens. We got a bunch of viewers in Weewall. Faith, come up here and get you some some good fish. And the big red snapper is going to be from Honorville, Alabama, Terry DeFee. Terry watches the show on YouTube, so call Clay and tell him, next time you're in town, tell him you won, and next time you're down here in town, that you're going to come by and pick up that big red snapper. All right, take our break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, and welcome to our famous Friday fishing forecast. We enjoy bringing this to you so to top off the week, and our information comes from various sources. From talking to people, most of it comes from just talking to people, them calling them, emailing and sending pictures. Also, different websites that check on the pier fishing in different places. So there's a pretty good up-to-date going on. What is going on now? And I put an asterisk by Pompano. And this time last week, we were getting ready to go Pompano fishing, and Chip and I, we just had a good time down at the Cape. But during the week, we got them really easy. I say easy, but they were out there, and I wasn't really fishing hard. I didn't really we're getting ready for Easter and all that, so I didn't really fish hard. If I'd been fishing hard, we'd limit it out in probably an hour. Seriously, I think I could have limited it out about an hour and a half, and we just didn't have the rod reel down there. But anyway, I started getting reports, boom, 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 all during Easter. To me now, it's been like this on the Pompano. It's been better. Now we up here. It's going to plateau out, but how long it plateaus out, it could stay in here for another 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, but we're right here at the peak of it. I've got great reports on the west end down there, got great reports over there in the Destin area, St. George Island, and then we're at Cape San Blas, Mexico Beach, all kind of folks. I got tickled, Travis was saying they were checking some folks on the beach and some tourists, and they were catching pompano. They were more to make sure that was the right size, and they tried. Travis told them to go to fish shop and all, but when tourists catch them, everybody can catch them. So I don't mean that as a cut to tourists, because they're excited about it too. So that's how easy they are to catch right now. So if you get a chance, go pompano fishing. The next thing, the Spanish run. The Spanish run has been great also. Spanish pompano run, both have been really great the spring of 2023. You can mark that by all the results I've seen personally here on the show and talking to people. Also wrote down let's jump over to then whiting. We got to mention whiting, because we caught a couple of whiting the other day. These fish are really good to eat. We cooked them on the pompano and the whiting, cooked everything on the grill, and we're talking about it. It was just the four of us, and we had one of the best meals we've had in a long time, just catching and cooking fresh fish. But the key to it is trying to cook them the day you catch them, a couple hours after you catch them. So anyway, then on the freshwater, we're talking about catfishing. We want to go catfishing so bad, and want to get our trot line set out, but the water's too high. But the folks are catching some catfish, but not a whole bunch of them. The brim fishing had been really good because the water's been so high and got much reports at all. About 2 weeks ago, we were seeing a lot of pictures of that being caught. Also the bass fishing, they're catching some bass, but again, high water. But don't let that discourage you now. It has started going down. The bass tournaments are starting to pick up. Don't forget the catfish tournament is this weekend. We're going to really this is going to be on Lake Seminole. So it's going to be a lot more control as far as the river going up and down. A lot of times, most of the time I'm talking about the river going up and down when I'm talking about catfishing, but Lake Seminole, Lake Talquin, a lot of the smaller ponds and all, catfishing still be good. And these small catfish are the best eating you can do, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Also, wrote down, when you get back, funny, I saw this week, it brought back memories. You know how everything goes in a cycle in outdoors. And when I was growing up, my dad would use, on our trot lines, he used ivory soap. They used catawba worms or either ivory soap. But if he couldn't get catawba worms, he used a little piece of ivory, and I was little when he did it. That became that went out of style. People started using all these different kind of things for catfish bait, and we're having success. I saw the other day where someone posted they were going to try something new. They were going to try ivory soap, and I just cracked up. So anyway, we were very successful with catching it, because it was, at first I was amazed that my dad was doing that because he knew so much about fishing. But he and his buddy Emery Moat started doing it because they'd heard somebody else doing it. But what happens, that smell, they put it up in a slough, and that smell of the ivory soap would sort of drift down that slough, and those catfish would come up there. And we caught a mess out of catfish for years using ivory soap. And they tried to, I got tickled, they tried to keep it a secret so nobody else would do it, but you know, word got out. Pretty soon, everybody fishing the Apalachicola River system and Ocklawaha River system was using ivory soap, and then it sort of, with that generation, it died on out. So I got a kick out of that. I didn't really get the Google Earth places to go. You pretty well know the places to go. I know on the west end, the Pompano bite's been really strong, but like I say, it's been strong all throughout the coastline here. So that would be the go-to thing to do this weekend. Would be Pompano fishing, whiting, catching anything like that. Anywhere Crooked Island has been really good. Mexico Beach has been really good. You saw the Spanish mackerel being caught down in Carabel, Seacoast Marina. Captain Kim had sent that picture. So Spanish are out there, and the Pompano out there big time this week. So if you get a chance to go this weekend, take advantage of it. Got to wrap it up for the week. Got a big week planned next week. We'll have some guests coming on, and we've had a good week. And I appreciate the correspondence. So many of y'all send, and we get to share with each other what's going on with real people in the real outdoors in Florida Panhandle. Y'all have a great weekend. Do something good for someone today, and get outdoors now. Let's take care of our outdoors and share it with others. And God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.